Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, our topic is academic writing, and I'll be trying my best to simplify the points for you. I'll definitely need your patience because the video could be somehow longer, but by the end of the video, you will have a clear idea of what academic writing is and how to follow some important rules while writing an academic paragraph or passage. So you might have heard the words cohesion and coherence. Have you heard these words before? Cohesion and coherence? Have you? Yes. No? No? Okay, now look, to tell you in simple words, trust me, if you do some research on Google or YouTube, you will be lost, you will be confused, you know what really cohesion is and what really coherence is. If you read a passage and you see a lot of grammatical mistakes in that passage, you should know that that is not a cohesive passage. It's not cohesive. Cohesion is the noun form and cohesive is the adjective form. And if you read a passage, academic passage or paragraph, and you don't understand the ideas clearly, you don't understand the purpose of the writer, so that paragraph or that passage will not be coherent. Okay? If the ideas are not very clear and it's difficult for the reader to understand what the purpose of the author is, that paragraph is not coherent. Understood? But and vice versa. If you read a passage and you understand all the ideas and the main purpose of the author, so that will be coherent. Understood? Okay, now, so what does it mean, cohesion? Like sticking together. Sticking together. To give you a simple example, you build a house. You build a house. So cohesion is like bricks. You know bricks? Yeah. Okay. And you stick them together in order to build the building, right? Okay. So they must be stuck together properly. Otherwise, there could be a problem in the future. Now, that is cohesion. Coherence is the design of the entire building. The entire building. Where the bathroom should be, where the living room should be. You know, how's the outside look of the building? Okay? So everything should be designed in a very logical and proper way. That's what? That's coherence. Okay? When it comes to cohesion, cohesion focuses a lot on lexical and grammatical order. There's syntax too, but I don't want to use strange vocabulary. I don't want to make you confused. I'm trying to make the points simple for you, easier for you to learn them, okay? So when it comes to grammatical order, we have wording and we have structure. First, we're going to see punctuation. Of course. Let me say this. When it comes to writing, it could be the most difficult part of learning English skills. I know the majority of students get a low score on TOEFL IBT exam because of the writing section. And the writing section, they can't get a very good score. Why? Because there are two tasks. You gotta be writing two essays. One is independent essay and one is integrated essay. Okay? So they give you 20 minutes for integrated essay and they give you 30 minutes for independent essay. So within 20 minutes, writing a whole essay, academic essay, and following all of these rules is not something easy, right? So, of course, this is just the general explanation of general rules for academic writing. But later on, we're going to be breaking down this topic and we'll be working on punctuation, capitalization, and all of these points, okay? Okay, so punctuation is important, where to use question mark, where to use full stop, where to use comma, where to use semicolon. It's important. If sentences are not punctuated properly in your academic passage, so your passage won't be cohesive. Capitalization, that's also important. Of course, I told you later on we're going to be working on these points in details, inshallah, next time, okay? So that's also important. Which words should be capitalized in your sentences? If you do not have proper capitalization in your academic composition, so they will not be cohesive again, okay? Collocation, okay? It's again something like wording. Agreement between words. Which verbs go with which nouns, which adjectives go with which prepositions, okay? So that's also important. For example, you need the preposition on and you use in, right? In your sentence. You need the preposition with and you use to. So according to collocation, again, I mean, your passage is not correct and is not cohesive. Transitions. I would say that using transitional words is extremely important in academic passages. Why? Because you cannot move from one idea to the next idea smoothly. There won't be flow in your writing. Okay? And of course, we're going to be discussing these points later on, inshallah, next time in details. So what to avoid when it comes to cohesion, okay? What to avoid when it comes to wording? Contractions. I wanna go there. What do you wanna do? I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Okay? Reductions and contractions should be avoided in academic writing. Okay, so do not use and isn't and aren't and didn't and haven't and hasn't and all of these reductions. Okay, use the complete forms in academic writing. Do not, did not, has not, have not, is not, am not, are not. Understood? Contractions and reductions are not acceptable in academic writing. You got the point? Okay. Repetition. Repetition. You're not going to be using the same words over again and again and again. Okay? So what is the solution? You need to use a word twice. Okay? More than once, right? 3 times, 4 times. Try to substitute, I mean, them with synonyms. Try to use, I mean, synonyms, words with the same meanings, but different spelling in different forms, right? Okay. So, repetition should be avoided. You cannot repeat the same word over again and again and again. And now when it comes to structure, alternative structures. In academic writing, it's not acceptable to use simple sentences in your entire passage. From the beginning till the end, all of your sentences is not professional, it's not academic, it's not acceptable. So now, if you have 2 or 3 simple sentences, there should be 2 or 3 compound sentences, 2 or 3 complex sentences, okay? A few compound complex sentences, maybe, 1 or 2, okay? So using alternative grammatical structures. And chronology, now it depends on what type of paragraph you write. For example, if it is a narrative paragraph in which you are trying to tell a story to your readers, you need the chronological order, the sequence of events, like what happened first, what happened second, third, and so on. Understood? And subject-verb agreement, that's also important. Sometimes your subject comes at the beginning of the sentence, okay? And then there is the verb form. And a lot of students think that the noun which comes right before the verb form is my subject, while it's not the subject. The subject is at the beginning of the sentence. So now, subject-verb agreement. The subject at the beginning of your sentence is singular, okay? And the word that comes at the end of the prepositional phrase that is plural. So you think that here's the subject-verb agreement. Okay? So, inshallah, again, we will be working on this in details in our coming lessons and also videos. I'm saying this to our fans on YouTube channel as well. So now we go to coherence. I told you, now we're done with the bricks and cements, sticking the bricks together in order to build the walls, right? Now we go to the entire design of the building, okay? So now everything should be logical, right? In place of, the living room, okay, the designer has built, for example, the bathroom. So it's not a good design, right? Okay. So now, first of all, coherence focuses a lot on logical orders, the concepts, the ideas, the arrangement of ideas in your academic passage. Okay? So the first thing is the introduction, okay? And then the body, and then the conclusion. Okay. The first sentence of a paragraph is called topic sentence. It is called what? Topic sentence. Okay, and the sentences which come after the topic sentence are called body sentences. That's the body of your paragraph. Okay, and conclusion. The last sentence is usually the concluding sentence. So that's the conclusion. So what's a paragraph? It is a group of related sentences which talks about the same main idea. A paragraph is a group of related sentences which talks about the same main idea. Okay? That's the definition of paragraph. So now a paragraph has three important parts. How many parts? Three important parts. And they are the topic sentence, the body sentences or supporting sentences, and the conclusion. Okay? So the topic sentence contains the main idea. The main idea is usually stated in the topic sentence. But sometimes the topic sentence could be brought after a hook. Do you know what a hook is? So sometimes, look, the first sentence of your paragraph is the topic sentence. Okay? Most of the times. Basically, this much you need to know. The first sentence of your paragraph is called what? The topic sentence. But once you become strong and you become a good writer, then you may bring your topic sentence after a few questions, after a few sentences. That's called hook. What's hook? With hook people fish, right? Now your readers are your fish. Okay? And you are trying to fish your readers' ideas. You are trying to attract their ideas. Before you bring the topic sentence, before you express your main idea, you ask a few questions about the importance of your main idea. For example, do you know how important education is? Have you ever heard that a human without education is like a dead body? And then in the third sentence you say, education is very important for all humans. Now that's your topic sentence, and your main idea of the paragraph is the importance of education. But before that you ask these two questions in order to draw the attention of your readers. So that's called what? A hook. You got the point? Okay, so basically the first sentence of a paragraph is called the topic sentence, but sometimes the topic sentence could be brought after a few questions. Okay, and those questions which come before your topic sentence are called a hook. Okay, so now the main idea is usually expressed in the topic sentence, and the body of the paragraph contains supporting sentences. Okay? The details, the examples, the reasons which come in other sentences in the middle of your paragraph, in the body sentences, okay? They must be supporting the main idea in your topic sentence. If any of the body sentences does not support the main idea in your topic sentence, that is called irrelevant sentence. That's called what? Irrelevant sentence. So you should be avoiding using irrelevant sentences in academic paragraphs. Understood? So, for example, your main idea, as I said before, is the importance of education, right? And then the body of the paragraph, all the other sentences are supporting sentences. You bring some details why education is very important. You bring some reasons why education is very important. You bring some examples, okay, to prove that education is very important based on your own experience, your personal experience. You bring some examples, right? So all of these details and examples and reasons are here to support the main idea of the paragraph. Because I said in its definition that a paragraph is a group of related sentences which talks about the same main idea. Okay. Now, after you are done with the body of the paragraph, then there's a conclusion. If a paragraph does not have any conclusion, that's what? That's not coherent. If a paragraph does not have supporting sentences, there are like irrelevant sentences in the body of a paragraph, that's not coherent. Understood? If a paragraph does not have a clear main idea, that's not coherent. Understood? Okay, so coherence is very important. It's the logical order, you know. And your composition should be understandable. Everything, all the ideas should be clear. The readers should easily understand, you know, the ideas in your paragraph, in your main purpose, okay? So here in the conclusion, usually, well, again, it depends on the type of the paragraph, okay? For different types of paragraphs, we may have different types of conclusions. Understood? In the order which is used in the middle of your paragraph, it also depends on the type of the paragraph. Once you go to the middle of your, you know, program, middle of this course, you will know more about, you know, the different types of order in the body of a paragraph. So usually, in the main idea is somehow repeated in a very nice way, in a very trying to remind your reader again the main purpose of the paragraph, the main idea of the paragraph. So usually the main idea is repeated in the conclusion. And of course, the specific signals, the specific transitional words should be used. Some of the transitional words are used to bring a chronological order, like first of all, second, third, next, after that, chronological order. Some of them are used to show contrast. However, nevertheless, nonetheless, inshallah, we'll be working on these points in our coming lessons, okay? Some of them are used to add examples. For example, for instance, you're trying to add examples. Some of them are used to conclude your composition, to conclude, as a conclusion. As a conclusion, I would like to state. To conclude, I would like to state. To sum up, for example. To sum up. These are the signals, these are the transitional words and phrases which can be used to conclude your paragraph. So this much is enough about the general rules of academic writing. And as I mentioned that several times in our coming lessons, inshallah, we'll be trying to work on these points individually so that you learn how to capitalize your sentences in academic writing, how to punctuate your sentences properly, okay? And you will learn all of these points in details. Because when we say academic writing, it's not Facebook chat. The amazing thing is that in Afghanistan, in our country, it's very common. In other countries, it may not be common. People judge others quickly. For example, an academic center sponsors a video of teaching, some sort of points on Facebook. So a lot of people comment there and they object. They judge them, they object, and they say this is wrong and that's wrong. When you look at their sentences, they don't know how to punctuate their sentences properly, how to capitalize their sentences properly. There's no cohesion, there's no coherence, okay? Because when you say a paragraph, 4 sentences could be a paragraph. You write a comment, right? And you have like 4 or 5 sentences. It's a paragraph, okay? So it's not Facebook chatting. And then when you tell them it's wrong, they say, oh, it's Facebook chatting. It's not academic writing. I'm not writing some kind of formal email, or I'm not writing an essay or something. So then why do you object? I mean, if you object, your English skills should be stronger than that person, right? So you should observe, you should follow these rules. You should have proper punctuation. They don't even know where to stop their sentence. They just go on and on and on, and just like the whole comment, the whole paragraph is like one sentence. They need commas, they don't know how to use it. They need full stop, they don't know how to stop the sentence and start a new sentence. So you will learn all of these points, inshallah, in this short course. And then if you comment, write your comments, right? Inshallah, when we record our class in the future, for example, today we work on narrative paragraph. The specific rules for this type of paragraph will be explained. And then, as soon as I'm done with explaining those rules, I'll be writing a paragraph for you right away, okay? And I'll be explaining that the points that I already taught you are here. All of them are here. So now it's something practical. You see that. This is the paragraph. And I said main idea, here's the main idea. I said supporting sentences, there should be details and examples here. Okay, this is the relevant sentence, it should be removed. Okay, this is the conclusion, how we conclude. So everything will be explained and taught in a very practical manner. And then you will be asked to write. Okay, I'm giving you 10 minutes. You got to become strong. If you really want to take the TOEFL IBT exam or IELTS exam, you should become strong. Because now you go home and you spend like 2 or 3 hours in order to write one paragraph. It's not going to work, okay? So maybe in the first chapter, in the second chapter, we won't do that, okay? Just to, give you some enough time. But after that, in the classroom, okay, I'll be giving you papers, and you will be writing paragraphs within 10 minutes, okay? If you cannot write a paragraph within 10 minutes, how can you write a whole essay within 20 minutes? There should be at least 4 paragraphs in an essay that you write for the TOEFL IBT exam, right? So hopefully, inshallah, you will get better, you will get strong, inshallah. Have a great time for now. Bye-bye.